Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be recreating my real life high school in Bloxburg. Be sure to subscribe for more videos. So if you're an OG viewer, before you go like, Lena, didn't you make a high school last year? And the year before you recreated your middle school. You are so unoriginal. I know I am. I was just trying to come up with a fun back to school video idea. I'm so sorry. But I feel like this one is sort of special. It's my real life middle school. Not middle school. So used to saying middle school from that one video that I did 2 years ago. You know, this one's special because it's like the high school that I went to. So I feel like it's different. You know, it's not the same video. Definitely not the same video I did. But guys, I promise I am not making a school next year. I am sick of making schools. Unless if Bloxburg has like a school update. We are done school. Hopefully this is like my last school for like the next 10 years. If you guys don't know about my middle school video, I sort of recreated my middle school video because I was like, I need to remember it. I need to remember the good old days, even though I hated middle school. I sort of decided to make this like a tradition where I recreate the real life schools that I attended just for fun. And I know this kind of sounds like a safety issue here, where posting the school that I went to publicly on the internet, but I hope that I have no stuff. It's gonna depend on that. I'm just kidding, by the way. But I am gonna change a few things because I realized that my high school's too big. Like, I remember first day of high school, I thought it was very tiny, but then as I went there every day, I was like, girl, this school is tiny. Also, I feel like compared to other schools within my city, I just felt like my high school was not that big. But then when I tried recreating it in Bloxburg, I was like, whoa, my high school's pretty big. So far, I've actually done like a bunch of like layout stuff to help me out with the layout. I obviously had to compromise because the school was too big. My high school has 3 parking lots. Or 4. And I was like, bro, that's a lot of parking lot. What? That is insane. And I remember most of them would get full, most of the spots. So that's a little bit concerning. I didn't want to make that many parking lots in my Bloxburg recreation. So I'm only gonna put 1 or 2 parking, because I feel like parking lots are boring. Parking lots suck. Yeah, another reason as to why I feel safe recreating my high school is because my high school exterior is pretty generic. Not gonna lie. I feel like my middle school wasn't very generic. Like, I thought it had a pretty unique exterior. Like, it was very much prison-like. But my high school is very generic. I don't know. I feel like a lot of schools just in the area, in the country even, but I feel like generally speaking the like school architecture style is similar. Like, even with different schools in different countries, I feel like my high school just had a pretty... The high school that I went to was actually pretty boring. I felt like it was very good at some point. Like, it peaked in like 2010. Yeah, so some fun facts about my high school. Apparently they recorded some movie in my high school, and that was like the only flex they had, to be honest. Like, there was nothing special about my high school. It was even in like a boring area. I mean, I don't know about boring, but it was definitely in a ghetto area. I remember we had so many like problems. Once there was like some guy with like a knife or something, and then we had to like lock down in the school. If you don't know what a lockdown is, it's basically when you're forced to like hide under the desks or like stay in the corner away from all windows and doors, and like the teacher turns the lights off and everything, and you just sit down. Yeah, that was interesting. That was like the most interesting thing that happened. I was never really involved in like anything. Some might say that my friend group was boring, but I think it was just unproblematic. Another thing that was crazy that happened in my high school was that there was like this incident where some guy got pepper sprayed or something, and then the police had to come into our school and we had to like hide. And I remember like literally, I remember seeing the police just like swarming the school, and they were like walking in the halls looking for people that were involved. Yeah, that was the second, I guess, something else that was interesting in my school. But I feel like those were sort of the incidents, the memorable incidents that, I don't know, I feel like my high school was very boring because like I always see people on Twitter that are like, oh, everyone had this insane incident, and it's like the most insane. People would be like, oh no, we found like a gun in our school. We had like a furry that had a gun, and they threatened to like shoot everyone because they got bullied or something. I remember reading something like that. But I feel like I just never had that crazy experience. I'm kind of grateful school should be a safe place. You should not feel threatened when you are going to school. Also, not gonna lie guys, I am so sorry about how slacky I've been with YouTube lately. I just had no motivation. I had this video like on my calendar to make for like a month now, and I've just been slacking off. And then I looked at my calendar and I was like, oh, school starts in a week. Oh. And I started freaking out. So now I'm having this like wave of productivity. Like I just have so many things that I'm doing. Yeah. Also, can we talk about back to school shopping? I usually never go back to school shopping. Like my family does, but I just never buy anything because I like reusing the stuff that I had. Like the stuff that I had sort of lasts me a while. Like it lasts more than a year. I don't know where, like, are you guys getting your school supplies from Shein or something? Like, why do you need a new binder every year? I never understood that. Like, I feel like I always got like cheap dollar store binders and they lasted me for more than a year. Like, why people feel the need to buy new things all the time? I guess if it's broken, like, I don't know. Maybe I've just been blessed and I'm lucky and I'm responsible with my stuff and my binders don't break. Yeah, in my family, I feel like we've always just bought things in bulk. I remember like 5 years ago, we bought this like pen packet and it had like 1,000 pens and just finished the packet. So that was fun because I was like, we didn't have to buy pens for years. I don't understand why people don't do that, to be honest. Like, just buy in bulk. It's so much cheaper in the long run, especially because generally speaking, things are gonna get more expensive over time. So I feel like it's just better to buy things for the next following years, you know? So, but anyways, this back to school season was special though because I'm going to a new school and I'm getting new everything because I'm going to a new school. Yeah, I'm going to new school. So I was like, okay, I need to get new supplies. So I got new pens. Also guys, backpacks or like handbags. Like, what do you guys prefer? Because or in some other countries, it's like you find people with both backpacks and handbags at schools, whereas I feel like where I'm from in North America, we only use backpacks for school. So, and if you had a handbag, people would think you're weird. I was feeling experimental and I jokingly got like this briefcase. I was like to my parents, I was like, Mom, I want this briefcase. And she was like, oh, sure. And she just got me this briefcase. So now I'm going to school with a briefcase instead of a backpack, which I think is going to be interesting. I just want to experiment new things, you know, like new school, new me, new everything. I feel like the briefcase also does not hold as many things, so I'm definitely gonna have to have another bag, like handbag, like a tote or something on my other arm. But we'll see how it goes. Anyways guys, so I've been trying to go biking and guys, I love biking. I did not realize how fun biking was until I started doing it. It's so fun. I don't know why I haven't been biking earlier. The problem is that I live in a North American suburb. And I don't know if you guys know this, but in North American suburbs, they're all the same. We got roads as wide as hamburgers, and we got sidewalks as narrow as cucumbers. Yeah, the problem is, usually when I bike on the sidewalk, because I'm like, I do not want to get run over. Why would I bike on the road, you know? People have scary cars, guys. They have like those trucks. Anyways, point is, cars are scary. I don't even bike that fast to be biking beside a car, you know? I just don't feel comfortable biking beside the car. And also like there's so many like cycling accidents with cars, so I feel like I just don't feel safe, so I bike on the sidewalk. But guys, it's so painful because people would be walking on the sidewalk and I'd literally feel bad telling them to move, and sometimes like there wouldn't be enough space like ride on the grass, and it's so hard to bike on the grass. Yeah, that's my rant. Yeah, and I noticed that my city, I don't know if other cities have been doing this, but my city in particular, they've been trying to push people to bike on roads instead of the sidewalks because there's enough room for people to bike, because like people are walking on a sidewalk. There's no, and bikes are like big. Yeah, so they're trying to push people to like bike on the road. And guys, I am not listening to you guys. Stop. I'm just trying to be athletic. I feel like I am going so off topic with this video. Who cares, guys? And another place that you can, I guess, bike is in parks, because not gonna lie, I feel like the trail on parks are very big. Parks have so many bugs. whenever I go there, I actually get bitten by so many bugs and it's so annoying. I can't shoo them away because then I would fall off the bike because I'm not that skilled. I'm not skilled enough to be riding with one arm, okay? One hand on the... But yeah, that's my problem and rant with bikes. What are your problems, guys? Also, guys, I had a summer bucket list, but I literally forgot about it. I didn't do anything in the summer bucket list. And there's only a week left of the summer, so I don't know if I should try to cram everything in 1 week or if I should just forget about it and continue chill. But yeah, I should probably talk about high school because I'm building a high school. I feel like my high school experience was actually very good, not gonna lie. I know everyone complains about high school being horrible, but for me, I feel like it was one of my best experiences. Also, I know that there's people in other countries and high school is different for depending on where you're from. Like I think in Australia, you finish high school when you're 12 years old, which is crazy. But high school, guys, goes from 14 to 18 years old. The last school era before you're an adult. I think my favorite part about high school was during the World Cup, because remember the World Cup was like in November, so it was actually during the school year, which was I think the first time that ever happened with the World Cup. And it was so fun because we just sit down and be streaming the World Cup on our laptops and no one would be paying attention to the lesson. And I just loved that. That was just core memory. It was such vibes and I don't think I'll ever live that. I remember when I started off high school, I was very shy. I wasn't like as extroverted, I'd say. I'm still not. I don't go to like social events and stuff. Usually when you first like meet someone, you're very awkward with them, but guys, I feel like I overshare sometimes. Like I meet people, I low-key start like yapping around and then I'm like, afterwards I'm like, oh, I think I overshared with this person and they probably think I'm weird. Everyone just thought I was like a shy girl, okay? So I remember in 10th grade, we had like a history presentation and I made the bombest video ever because you basically have the option to present or make a video and everyone that made a video sucked, not gonna lie. And guys, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a pro YouTuber here with 10 years of experience. So obviously I cooked up the most fire, funniest video ever. And I remember at that moment, everyone was so shook because they all thought I was just this quiet girl. And I feel like that was just something too embarrassing for me to like it's not something that I seemed like I would do, you know, because it was like a funny, comical video. She has a personality. And I remember after that video, people were like, would talk to me and they tried like being my friend and stuff like that. And you know, because I feel like when I constantly waiting for someone to approach me, that doesn't necessarily happen. You kind of have to be the one that goes out there and talks to people. I know I'm giving words of wisdom. I just remembered another incident. You know how earlier I was talking about like incidents that like are memorable for your class? We had an English teacher, okay? And no one liked her. She was very boring, you know? She had a very quiet voice and when she spoke, everyone would doze off, but she'd get mad when people doze off, but she just has a very bad speaking voice and she talks too much. Yeah, and she was a very weird marker. Like I remember kids that were really good at English, but she would mark them really badly. As kids that weren't so good at English, she would just give them a random mark. You know, it kind of felt like she was giving everyone a random mark. And I remember like one of my friends, she was an overachiever. She does not accept anything lower than a 95%. And she got an 85% on her English essay. And she went up to that teacher. She was like, hey, can you like tell me what I messed up? Because this teacher does not give you feedback. She just gives you bad marks. So she told her and then she went over her essay. She was like, oh my god, this is like the worst essay I have ever read in my life. It's not 10th grade level. And she basically just roasted her essay. And I was like, oh my god, I would have cried. And the girl did cry. I was like, dude, this teacher is not, she's out of her mind. Anyway, so once this teacher, she was reading this book to like one of her classes. It wasn't our class, it wasn't, and the book had the N-word and that teacher was not black. So and I don't know why this teacher like is even reading out loud books for her students. Like I'm pretty sure 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds know how to read, but I think she felt the need to do that. And yeah, so she did that and someone recorded her and she got fired. So we didn't have like an English teacher for the rest of the year basically. And it was chaotic, but I kind of felt bad for her. But also, after what she has done to my fellow classmates, I don't really feel bad for her. Oh my god, this other thing that this English teacher has done. We were basically supposed to watch this movie, but we had no access to it. She didn't want to show it to us, and she was like, guys, I'm not showing you guys this movie. And she posted this link to an illegal website. And guys, I don't know if you know illegal websites, but if you're not cautious, if you don't have like a pop-up blocker, it will take you to some nasty sites. That basically happened. Whenever someone would like click on it, it would take them to a gross site. And I remember we all told her that, and she was like, no, that's not real. You guys are not right. And then she opened it in front of us, like in school, and she was like, see, it works. And that's because on the school computers, they have like pop-up blockers and stuff like that. So obviously nothing's gonna pop up. But I feel like it's just weird to tell your students to use an illegal website to watch a movie that has like pop-ups and stuff like that. Like that was traumatizing, okay? But yeah, so I guess she did deserve getting